So hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Hisame Artwork. Everything seems to be working so far, so good. I'm going to continue today coloring pages from my comic Niels Feynman's Time Traveling Adventures. So Niels Feynman is a sci-fi comic book series. It has time travel and science in it. So he's visiting Isaac Newton. The protagonist is a little boy from the future. I'm gonna get an old page out so I have his colors. And I use the eyedropper tool, so you just press Alt and it selects the color. I'm using Clip Studio Paint for this, formerly known as Studio Manga. It's a program especially for making comic books, anime style. It has a lot of features for that make it really easy to do the comics, do the pages. I pressed the wrong shortcuts there and that's what happened. Because I don't look on which key I press. I generally assume that I'm pressing the right one, and then I realize I didn't. Let's see, Nils's eye color here. It's a nice medium brown. What did I press? Close, thank you. want any brown in there. And this is gonna be kind of the kitchen door frame, so I need to open a page with the kitchen, so I get the colors from there. The background, and I press Control to select that, and it's kind of this brownish color. And you would have like another door there, and I'm gonna put in those details so you kind of still know where the character is based on the previous pages. Okay, so Marie's color, and body's gonna be white. I wonder why June forgot her hand. I can squeeze this a bit. I think I left too much space for the chats, so I'm gonna try and shrink them a bit since this is another slow day and don't have anybody in here. It seemed to me like that wasn't the right color. There we go. such a beautiful sunny day outside. I can sit with my window open. It feels like spring is actually coming, so I'm super happy about it. I've waited so long. It felt like spring was never coming. And for the background at the moment, I don't know what I'm gonna put, so I'm just gonna make it something like that. I don't know. And here Erwin is grumpy. He wants a hug too. Hi June, how are you? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Yes, I can. Okay. Checking this seems to be working. Sometimes I do something and it doesn't work anymore. So do you want me to go over page 64 now? Like, is it a good time? Yep, okay. Because nobody else is in the chat, they're not gonna see my horrible doodles. So I think I can open it with the Windows program thing. Ugh. Should be fine. I know I have the banners up here, so I'm gonna try and... Oh, it's annoying, it keeps appearing, that thing. Let me open it with the Clip Studio Paint. Okay. So here in page 64, Niels is super happy that he finally has pages from the Principia Mathematica, and he remembers when he first saw Newton's book at a museum. So here he is at the museum with his parents. So this is his mom, this is dad is holding him, like you can see here from the chest, so that he doesn't touch the glass case. So the whole book is on a support and sitting open, and it's in a glass case. And there are other things in the museum, so it's windows here, it's pretty open, everything is glass, it's metallic and glass and futuristic. And you have here the Shanghai skyline. You can pick whatever photo you want. This is a fictional museum, I don't think it exists. So you can just put whatever side of the skyline you want there, just so that it has some of the recognizable buildings of Shanghai. So that, and you're gonna have other things on display, so other cases and like a Martian suit, because we're in the future, so people have already colonized Mars, and so you have one of the old spacesuits, and I think NASA made one up as a prototype, but you can like use another one, or you can inspire from that one Martian suit, or you can use one from a movie. Um, oh yeah, so it was Matt Damon and The Martian, so you can look at those. Martian spacesuit. Yeah, so you can take inspiration one of these. Like this is too bulky. Generally for Mars you see suits that are kind of skinny like this one. I think it's the one in Tesla car. Yeah, let me see. Tesla car spacesuit. Oh, that could be it, yeah. But like it doesn't seem like it's sealed. Maybe. Yeah, you can definitely make a mix. Whatever you think is could work. So you'd have that propped up in the museum, like all the other ones. Um, just kind of has to look like a spacesuit. Not too fancy, cause it's gonna be pretty small, so you don't need to work yourself too much with the details, cause I don't think they're gonna be that visible. And you're gonna have like alien tourists and other things like that. And if you remember the tourists in the first pages, um, in chapter 1, like you can definitely reuse some of the designs, like if you want to do a octopus lady, or I don't know what else we had, the short little guy, and I don't know, give him antenna or something. Doesn't really matter, they're just background people. Um, and then in panel 2, they're going down because Marie and Erwin want to sit on the couch and Niels wants to sort the pages, so they're going down the stairs. And let me see, chapter, I think it was in chapter 2 you have that. So pretty much this panel here, but it's from a slightly different angle. So this one you're kind of viewing it from the top, and here you're gonna view it a bit more down. But basically it's this panel here, 52. It's just it's a slightly different angle, so you can see them better coming down the stairs and going, so you see more of the couch in this one. And here Erwin, in panel 2 he's like rubbing his belly because his belly is full and he's happy and he's gonna go take a nap. And as Niels is reminiscing about how awesome it is that he's holding the Principia Mathematica pages, Erwin kind of remembers other historical important pages like Euclideus's work, and how the Abbasids, when they saw them, he thinks, oh, maybe they were so excited about these sciencey books as you. And Marie is like teasing him, oh, aren't you the little history nerd, you know about these historical events? And he's grumpy and is like, yeah, well, I want to be a politician when I grow up, so you gotta know history. And there's just this back and forth between the two of them, and she's like, oh, wouldn't it make more sense that you study economics or law? And he's just yawning here. He's relaxed, sitting on the couch, and Niels is sitting down on the carpet. So if you remember the 3D model I sent you for the... Oh, what was that? Am I still streaming? Think I am. Yep, I'm still live. Okay. So he's sitting down, and I think I put a table there. Let me check, because I don't remember. It would be really useful if he had a table now that I remember. I think I might have put a table. Yeah, there's a table here. Oh, perfect. So he I gotta change this. It's actually a table here. And he would be sitting at the table. I'm sorry. I didn't remember correctly, so would be kind of more up like this. And he's putting and sitting at the table actually. It looks horrible. Okay, so you get the idea. He's sitting down at the table and he's gonna do the calculations there. I was actually thinking, how am I gonna put him? But now I remember there's a table there, so that's perfect. And Marie is trying to get on the couch, but of course she's a corgi, so she's really short and she's like trying to scramble on there. Yeah, the small table. I completely forgot about it. Good thing I was talking to you because I remembered it. Yeah, tea table, tea coffee table, and he's sitting on it. He's gonna do the calculations there. And no, one of those coffee tables. I'm not sure exactly how if they had coffee tables in that time, but um, medieval coffee table. Do they have that? I think something like this. Yeah. Yeah, probably a tea table. You keep saying tea table, but now that I think of it, I don't think they were using coffee that much back then. Like they did have it, but it wasn't as big as tea, so like they were barely even using tea, so yeah, good thing. I'm gonna say tea table. No, definitely looks different. I mean, but I think they had the like low level small tables then. I mean, usually in British films you see like these round, tall ones, but I think this is more practical and I mean, if you can make something like this, great, like something low. This is beautiful. It's a not British, but it's beautiful. I love it. They do these engravings in Turkey. It's a pain to clean, I'm sure, but it looks beautiful. I wish I could afford one. Yeah, so for this one, cheap wooden table. Newton wasn't rich. He was doing okay. I mean, he didn't have to plant potatoes or grain. Sorry, they didn't have potatoes back then on so much. But he wasn't like swimming in money. Haley had to pay for his book. Let's see if I have here for Erwin. I'll just wing it with a blue. So do you have any questions about page 64? No, it's okay, good. I finally have good weather today. I'm so happy. I can't wait to get outside some more. I'm curious, how long does it take for tulips to come out? I have some neighbors with that they have some tulips. So I'm kind of looking at their tulips, and as soon as they start coming out, there's a town here in Michigan called Holland, and they have tulips there because it was settled by Dutch immigrants, I think, or something like that. The story is, and so they kind of decided to embrace the Dutchness, and it's kind of a little tourist town. And I'm hoping to go see some tulips there when they come out. Last year I missed them. It was really rainy and just horrible weather. It was a very wet year last year. We had flooding and everything. Sadly, they don't have any windmills from what I've seen, but it would be nice if they built some. Did you see a lot of windmills when you were in Holland, in Netherlands? Sorry. Let's see, Marie. I have her page here. Ah, you were in the south. I've seen one. There's such interesting structures. Quite attractive as having them in the scenery. I was surprised just how much water they moved. And initially, when I was little, I thought they would just had a lot of grain and they used their windmills for grains, because that's what we use them in Romania to grind up grain. And I thought, wow, they must love cereal and they must have so much cereal. But in actuality, they use it to move the water. So I thought that was really interesting. And I did enjoy Venice as well. They had a lot of nice canals and it was interesting. Because I don't think you have that anywhere in the US. as far as I know. And it's too bad because the whole of Michigan is one big swamp. So they can do a lot of canals with windmills and stuff like that, but obviously there's no money or interest for it, so it's probably never gonna happen. Kind of makes me wonder what point did Venetians thought it was a good idea to live there. But I understand that geographically they're very well placed. They're hard to attack from the land. So that was one of the reasons they decided to live there. And they also had roads that went from Venice to the harbor and the rest of the Europe, so they were like in the middle of it all. I don't know, I think I'm just so used to the geography in Europe that I find it kind of strange here in the US there's so much flatness. I mean, in Europe you don't have to go too far before you hit a mountain or the sea, the ocean. Though Michigan is surrounded by the Great Lakes, so that's nice. You have a lot of places that are kind of trying to imitate European towns a bit. I'm gonna try and stream some Witcher in the weekend. At least that's my plan. I kind of try and watch some videos online to see which stories I can follow for you guys and show. Because there's the Blood and Wine expansion, and it has vampires, but I think I can avoid those and just do the fun quests. Because the village, the town there, well, I think it's a city. So the city there is named Beauclair, and it looks absolutely stunning. Beauclair. I don't want a map. Okay. And it's French and Italian inspired. It's kind of a mix of them. And it looks so beautiful. I was looking at the YouTube comments and everybody was saying, oh, wouldn't it be nice if it had VR? I would go on vacation there. I was surprised how many people just went and sat under a tree and looked at the city. And they were just sitting there. and looking at the scenery, which is of course all digital. It's not real, but it's just so beautiful. And for those that can't travel anywhere, it's really nice to have this. I mean, it's so nice, and you get a vineyard in this Blood and Wine expansion. And the thing is that the main Witcher world is really sad and scary, and it has a lot of monsters and stuff like that. But they thought, how about we do a place where you can go on vacation? And that's how the DLC came about. It's a vacation for you. And you can retire there, and the characters from the story can come and visit you. So I thought it was funny and really neat. And I think I'm just gonna go around town and show you guys because it looks spectacular. And I was looking at also some interviews with the create with the developers, and they were like saying how they made it look the way it does and what tricks they were doing. I mean, if you want, I can show you the video as well. It might be things that you already know. 'Cause I've seen it in Divinity Original Sin as well, like how they randomize the textures and mix them together so that you don't have too many assets, because the game is already huge. And I thought that was really interesting how they mixed up the textures for the buildings and the building parts. Probably already know they kind of break the buildings apart into pieces and kind of like Lego bits, and then let's see, table color, they put them back together so they get, I don't know, 15, 20 different buildings from just a couple of parts and textures. And I thought it was really interesting because usually they have like this Lego bit already, but in their engine they also had the possibility to kind of put whatever tint of color they wanted on the plaster of the building. So here they put red, here blue, and so on and so forth. You're probably not gonna be too impressed because I've seen you already have some of these buildings in your Sardinia. But for me, we generally don't have such colorful buildings. We had communism, so a lot of it was really gray. But they are renovating Bucharest now, so we're starting to get colorful buildings like these as well. Let me show you. Bucharest. Procur renovate. So here you have, so this is how it used to look. So this is how the buildings used to look. And now they've made them all of these colors. Uh, It's I mean it's slightly easier when you're giving directions to someone, because usually you had to give them like the building number. Now you can just say it's the turquoise building, it's the green building, it's the yellow building. So they've made some of them pink. But yeah. I'm curious how long this paint is gonna last, because I'm sure they used like the cheapest and worst possible paint. But I hope it lasts a while. Let's see, and okay, that was panel 6. Okay, put a mask on this one as well. So in other news, I already told you, but I'm super happy we're finally gonna do a little video game. So we're gonna try and do the side scroller runner. I've already started work on some of the graphics. And it's gonna be about the time that Niels was in Holland and in the Netherlands. So I'm gonna try and draw a futuristic Netherlands, and I'm gonna have the suburbs and the business district. And Erwin is gonna have to go deliver Niels's lunch for school. And I think it's gonna be a younger Erwin, because Niels then moves to Cambridge, right? That's the story. I'm trying to have diverse locations, but also to fit the story somehow. So I'm trying to get everything there right. Now I'm thinking about the Easter illustration, the building I did in the back. It kind of looks like it fits with Cambridge, because that was what I was thinking at the time. But if I put his grandmother in the Netherlands, then the building should have been different. Nah. I hope nobody cares aside from me about these things. And I've never gotten anybody say anything, so I think I'm in the clear. I'm gonna do the food here. And I'm assuming it's gonna be a free range chicken, so I'm gonna have a really nice yellow orangish egg. Oh, and I was talking about CD Projekt Red. So in another documentary about them, they were explaining localization and how do you translate certain things for other languages. And one of the what do you call them? I don't know, level designers or something they were, but one of the developers. Um, um, sorry, it wasn't a level designer. You're probably a translator or something. And he talks about translating "wanna buy a brick" and how do you translate that. And the story is that after the war, Warsaw was so devastated that um, a lot of buildings weren't standing up, and you would have people that, if you were dressed nicely, would come up to you and ask you if you want to buy a brick. And if you didn't want to buy a brick, they would hit you with the brick they had that they were trying to sell and steal your money. So that was wanna buy a brick, and um, he went on to say, yeah, these guys, they were like a Bekali. And I was thinking, oh my god, you guys know about Bekali. I don't know, Jun, if you know about Bekali, but if you don't know about Bekali, so um, the the Europe found out about him because the crook, he got to be a parliamentarian, European Parliament member. So he was representing Romania. So he was a crook back home, and he made a lot of money for speculation and buying property that was barely legal the way he bought it and stuff like that, and um, stealing, the classical way of making money. And that's how Europe got to know him, because he got to be parliamentarian and to represent the Romanian people in the European Parliament. And so when he mentioned Becali, I was like, oh, you guys know about him. And then I thought, yeah, whole Europe knows about him. I felt so embarrassed. Like, all the people in the country that you could have known about, like, that's the one you know. And when people think of Romania, like, that usually what probably pops up in their heads. So I just wanted to crawl under a rock when he said that. Like, no. Why is it on the... Oh, it's on a different layer. Okay. I just had some of these colorful potatoes the other day and they're so tasty. I really do enjoy them. And what's an interesting mix is fennel. I thought fennel was gonna have a really strong taste, but no, it's actually quite mild and aromatic, and I now regret not trying it sooner, but you know, I'm not that much of an experimenter, and I saw a recipe on YouTube about pasta and fennel. And you can actually buy the fresh fennel on some of the supermarkets, so this is how the plant looks like. I think I had this back home, I just never touched it. But it looks really funny. It looks like a little alien, like a happy little alien. And it tastes quite good, and it picks up the flavors of other things around it. Super tasty. Do you cook much with it? Because I'm now kind of curious where it comes from. It's almost balsamic. Like anise. Anise. I don't know. Let's say what it is. So this is the plant. I eat it raw. Maybe they're related. They look like they might be. Fennel, Wikipedia. Now I'm curious, where is it from? Indigenous to the shores of the Mediterranean. Okay. So of course you have it. Why don't I have it in Romania that much? Maybe I'm confusing it with something else, but I don't remember seeing this or my family cooking with it. So let's see Romanian. It doesn't even have a Romanian page. You don't like it cooked? I cooked it with potatoes. So potatoes, olive oil, and I just put it in the... I chopped it up, the fresh fennel, and put it in the oven. And I was surprised it was good, like I didn't expect to like it. And I generally don't like it, but I like new things to eat. I'm kinda so I don't go too exotic. But I generally trust what Jamie Oliver recommends for cooking, so His recipes are kind of idiot proof, so you can still get something edible from his recipes, despite him being British. That's very strong. Maybe I have like a really mild one here in the US, and maybe that's why we never cooked it back home, because it's too strong. And maybe they just use it for pickles or something. Because, for example, Americans eat celery raw, so this is something that Americans really like for some reason. Celery with peanut butter. And their celery has no taste really. But the Romanian celery has a very strong taste. Like, you do not eat this the stem, because um, it's very chewy. So this is how an American celery looks like. They only eat the top, the leaves, while Romanian celery, and I think they're different species, but they're from the same family. So this is the Romanian celery, and you do not eat the green stuff, because it's very chewy and dried up and gnarly. You eat this one, and this has a pretty strong taste. So we usually put this in soup, and that's it. Like, you don't. Some people try to be fancy and, put it in a salad. Yeah. So in Romania, sometimes you, like, if you have a sweet celery, you would put it in a salad with carrots and stuff like that in Romania. But here in the US, I haven't seen a celery root. I don't think I have seen one. You eat the green part? Maybe you have a different species. Could be like different type. You have way more avocados here in even in Michigan. And you have them all the time. Like, all the time I have 3 types of avocado, and I'm at Walmart, so it's not a fancy place. If I want to get fancy, I can go to Sam's Club, and then they will have like different types of mangoes and other things like that that you usually don't find in Walmart. Like, they'll have edible pomegranates that actually are good. Because it's pretty hard to find fresh ones here, and they generally come from uh, California. I really don't know how the in California supplies so much of the US with food. It's amazing on how many things I find it says made in California. Sometimes I'll get stuff from Canada, like bell peppers and cucumbers. I'm kind of curious, why don't people in Michigan um, make cucumbers? Because Michigan is more to the south than Canada, so wouldn't make more sense for them to do cucumbers and bell peppers. But they do them in these really huge greenhouses, and those cost so much to get up and running that they they don't do it. And also the soil is pretty bad up here. Maybe they have better supplies of soil in Canada. But the whole of Michigan is just sand, basically. A lot of sand. Because it used to be a lake bed. I'm gonna make that little piece there purple. And red. It's the guide. Okay, there we go. It's almost 4. Oh wait, I said I'll do the brown base first. I can't wait to get to the to book 2 and visit all of the Indian Ocean coastline. I know I should be focusing on Niels for his adventures in Cambridge, and I still, you know, look up stuff all the time for the buildings and read a lot about it. But I admit whenever I find something interesting that happened there, or I kind of go read up on it, and there's just so much that I don't know how I'm gonna fit it all in the story. Like, how's it gonna go about? How much liberty can I take with the timeline? Because the trip from China to Sri Lanka and Africa, like, it took 7 years, and I'm thinking, how am I gonna get 7 years into the comic? Because also there's not a lot of information about the trip. So there's not much about it on Wikipedia. I'm gonna have to take a lot of liberties with it. But I am hyped for it. And also I would like to get some more of the future in there, but I just have to survive book 1 and see that I finish it. So I'm trying to stay focused and be an adult about it. I don't know, maybe I can make it a bit more wild and crazy and they just go from one place to the other and doesn't matter. You had Niels eating his veggies. He did promise to eat them, so that's about right. In chapter 1, I can't believe you still remembered, or maybe you just decided to put vegetables. A vegetable salad for him, but if you did remember, for those of you that didn't and are watching my stream or recording, Niels promised if Marie lets him visit Isaac Newton that he would eat all of his vegetables and not even complain about it. So here he is upholding his promise of eating healthy. But did you actually remember? Because I'm impressed. I wouldn't have remembered some detail from 2 chapters ago. Even if I worked on it, maybe I don't know if I would remember. I mean, I don't trust my memory that much. I totally forgot about it. Aha, so you did forget about it. You're a normal human. It's a coincidence. Yeah, it's a happy coincidence. But shh, don't tell anyone. Ah, it's not a problem. I think I get like mostly 100 views, and I'm suspect that it's people clicking accidentally on my stream. Because I never get a comment, you know, unless it's from a friend. I don't have people randomly watching my streams and going, oh, let me interact with this person, help them get more views by subscribing and stuff. It never happens. And I was surprised just how bad the growth is on YouTube. I was looking at channels that are 10 years old on YouTube, and they have like 9,000 subscribers. And they're doing something about computers, so it's not like useless stuff. You would expect people to be interested about computers and customizing computers and upgrading computers and automating stuff in their house. Because you have the whole Arduino stuff lately. A lot of unhappy people about YouTube lately. Yeah. Did you see the news with that crazy lady that went to YouTube and shot people? I was like, no, that's not the way you're gonna get customer support if you shoot the person that's supposed to give you customer support or feedback or whatever. I understand that nobody died, so I'm glad for that. My friend Shiva Queen has something like 20,000 subscribers, and she's getting few views on his videos. Yeah, it's the same on Facebook as well. On Instagram. For now. I'm getting I'm losing subscribers on Instagram, and I'm not happy about it. Every time I post something, like, more of them leave. I don't know what's going on. And I get a lot of spam comments. So, meh. Maybe Instagram is working for some people, but not for me. Oops. There we go. But there's so many, you know, so many more big channels. So for example, I unsubscribed from a lot of big channels that I used to watch, like Colbert and stuff like that, because that's all I get, you know. And I don't even give them likes. I mean, I watch the video, but I don't give them likes. I give to other things likes that I want to get in my feed. Someone sent me a picture of his best friend, let's say that. Never happened to me before. What's wrong with people? On Instagram, somebody did that to you. I'm like, why? I never got that, but a friend of mine did. And she was like, why do they think that's gonna be interesting? Like, they don't know anything about women. Like, nothing. There's this channel, Adam Ruins Everything, and there was a segment about circumcision and myths about it, saying that, oh, women prefer it that way, so we should keep doing that. Of course, the whole discussion is in the US because it's the only Christian country that does this. Uh, and the reason was that women supposedly like this, and they did like a little panel, and they had other women that were comedians come and pretend to be teenagers or young women or something like that, and they got pictures of those, and like, do you like this? And I'm like, no, it looks weird. Do you like this? No, it looks weird. Do you like this? No, it looks weird. So it was circumcised, uncircumcised, and flaccid, and they didn't like any of them. Um, so, like, see, it doesn't matter what you do. So I'm gonna be on the dish layer. Okay. It's an American thing, I guess. The circumcision or the sending of the pictures? Because sending pictures, this is not. Romanians do it too. They think it's a good idea. Like I said, a friend of mine got some, and she didn't ask for them. But if it's the other way around, doesn't seem to be that much of a fuss. So I think they think that because they like it, we must like it as well. Yeah, the picture thing is well. The circumcision trend, yes, definitely American thing. Apparently, it started from their desire to stop masturbation for whatever reason. They were like against it, and they thought, how can we make life unhappy for people? Oh, let's do this. Seems like such a good idea. Well, it has no relevance in modern day. I mean, if you have soap and water and everything like that, there's no reason why I should keep doing it. Like in Romania, even though it's a Christian country, and this is viewed as, foreigner stuff, during communism they still did it, because every time, something wasn't working, like there was a health problem, they would just cut it out, because that was the simplest solution. Like, you have a toothache, out. You have amygdala problems, take it out. You have an appendix problem, take it out. Everything was taken out. You have growth issues, take the extra skin off. Um, and I know some younger people that, were born after communism. When they were little, they had like a little issue with it, so they just used more soap and water, and that was it. They didn't need to be circumcised. But people before um, communism was taken out, you had a high instances of the doctors saying, Oh yeah, we need to chop it off to be sure. And to be honest, like you didn't always have running water in Bucharest anyway, so I don't know what happened in other places, the access to water. Maybe it was also a lack of education or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, the parents were like, oh, we don't want to take extra care in washing the child. I'm like, just chop it off. Yeah, there was a habit taking out the tonsils, yeah. So, my dad's missing his tonsils, my mom's missing her appendix. I really don't know what alternatives you have to appendicitis aside from taking it out, to be honest. Glad I still have mine. I'm kind of thinking it over if I should get my tonsils out or not because I do have an infection at them and it's not going away and it seems to be aggravated by the very dry air here in Michigan. It was a torture too. Yeah, I'm gonna, if I take them out, first of all, there's no guarantee that I will have the issue solved because you have like 3 pairs of tonsils and you would have to take them all out because they probably are all infected. Generally, the type of infection that I have, you kind of have to wait it out and it will go away by itself. If it doesn't, then you can consider surgery, but I would have to eat soups for a month. Nothing hard, and it's gonna be painful, and there's no guarantee that it will fix my problems. So, and it's gonna be expensive, obviously, because why would it be cheap? So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it yet, because it's not life-threatening or anything. It's just annoying. I have to avoid certain foods that um, aggravate the situation. This is Newton with his Grinch face. Do I have him close up? No. Initially, I was thinking of Marie licking his face, but I thought it would be too dog-like, and she's kind of a cyborgy, so she acts really human. But then I thought, how do you make a dog give a human a kiss? Because they have no lips. If it was animated, I think it would be kind of more clear what she's doing, but it's not animated, so just have to do it like this. Being so used to making animations, a lot of the time I wonder, how am I gonna put this in one image and still be understandable? Or how many images can I give to this? I wish there were more YouTube videos on comics and how to make comics, and there's so many for painting and video games, and I'm really happy for that. But it feels like just nobody really cares about making comics. And the statistics are that you have more comic book readers now than ever before, so it's not like there's a lack of interest for comics today as opposed to the good old days. I just think for some reason comics are still underrated or less attractive than books even, which is kind of odd. You would expect um, a comic to trump a book because it has pictures, a lot of them. You have way more image, but I guess the amount of information that can be given in terms of character development and dialogue is limited. So you're having a trade-off that isn't as advantageous as you might first think. No, the train. Okay, close that. So the story with the little mice that I had, the little alien mice, I think I will yeah, choo choo. I think I'll definitely put it like more of a novel type format. Like Maria did. Oh, I think I have someone at the door. Just a second. Oh, you gotta love the delivery here in the US. So I really like wafers, Napolitan wafer, uh, chocolate, let's say. So these, in Romanian it's Napolitane, and I really don't like the ones here at the supermarkets, but they do have some plain wafers that I just ordered online, and they were like $1. And they're pretty huge, and all I need to do is add the chocolate cream so I can make my own. And they just arrived, like someone delivered. these to my door. And that's pretty much how it is for for a lot of products here. You just can't find them at the supermarket, and to go by car to a bigger city to go buy them is just too expensive. And if you buy other things that you need, like laundry detergent or other things like that, uh, then you get free shipping as well. So it's kind of a weird situation that you end up in. If you want some wafers, you gotta buy laundry detergent and I don't know, other things that you need like toilet paper. I hope they'll be good. I'm gonna try and taste a bit. So far so good, it smells okay. It has absolutely no taste. Like none whatsoever. I'm getting a bit of a cereal aftertaste, like it's very mild. But to be honest, I can't even remember how they're supposed to taste, so I remember the wafers did have a taste, but I'm not sure. I'll put some chocolate cream on it, and should probably be more interesting then. I'm gonna look for some recipes online. If you have any recommendations, let me know. Like, I think you make these in Italy, right? Though you probably make tiramisu more often. p.63. And this one, and now it's not gonna have any more eggs in it. I'm gonna have to take that out. What's going on? Oh, I don't have a background here. Got it. Should have colored the plates white. I didn't think it through. Oh wait, I can select this space, right? Yep. Coloring here the plate. Kind of reminds me of the China. Well, there are a lot of dishware really pretty on AliExpress and all of that, and I sometimes look at it and I'm super happy that the US has such awesome deals with China that you can get a whole bunch of stuff really cheaply and easily. Of course, the issue is I don't have anywhere to put it, sadly. We're staying with rent, so we can't install any new furniture on the walls or stuff like that, like places where you can put your dishware. It's over here. Okay, so I have to color. I think I will erase the eggs and leave the basket so it looks like they ate the eggs from the basket. Although I have 4 eggs here, I can leave 1. So I can say like they ate 3 of the eggs. I don't think anybody's gonna count, but I don't know, I just sleep better at night knowing that there's continuity in my comic. I try not to overdo it. Like I said, I was watching those Witcher making of documentaries, and there was a guy that he went to the CDG conference to kind of tell them about how they made it. And he was a from the graphics design department. Let me see what was supposed to be there in that corner. I think it was supposed to be green, this bottle, if I remember correctly from 2 chapters away. And he was saying stuff like, yeah, as an artist, you're never gonna be happy and you're gonna still wanna be working on it. And at some point, you have to say stop. This is as good as it's gonna get, and you have to let go. And I was like, you're speaking to me. I feel you. I totally get it. Ah, wrong. It's the speech bubble over it. Okay. I don't know what page it was, but I'll make it green. And so, I was drawing that sandwich and the donut I posted. And, it's just small things like that I kind of try and do more of a concept art type of thing where, it's not the final thing. You're just testing out a style. I think I need to make it more cutesy and more small, and I'm trying to not work so much on something, and I really appreciate your capability of just doing a sketch and that's it, and you put it down and it's done. For me, it's just like I have to, that line is not, it's a bit crooked. I have to fix it. I can't sleep at night. And then I always want to draw the character the same way, because no, it has to be the same way. You have to have continuity. Da, 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 da. And you're just doing them, and he looks on every page, he looks slightly different. And I think that's really good, to be honest, because you don't stay fixated on one thing, and if it doesn't come out the exact same way, like, you don't lose sleep over it. And I was looking at the chapter 1 and how it looked like, and I was thinking, I wonder if anybody's gonna notice the style difference. Because if you put them side by side, then yeah, you can notice the difference. But if you're going week by week with the page, then it's okay. Yeah, but I regret everything soon after I finish. I do too, but that happens regardless. I mean, at least you can stop. You're more of a reasonable person than I am. Like, you say stop, it's done, and you give me the line art, and then I take the line art and I color it. And life goes on. Where was a page? There we go. Get the table color. It's just that line. I can make that thicker. Yep. Why is it blurry? Ah, it's not blurry, it's transparent for some reason. Yep, now it's not transparent anymore. And page 62. Can I get these from here? Because I remember a lot of manga, the style changed so much from page 1 to the last, and that comforts me. First time I read Confrontates Me, and I was like, what? Comforts me. I have to get close to the screen to read sometimes, and my eyesight is just getting worse and worse. I'm like an old woman at this point. Gonna convert this to smart object, but then I'm gonna open it in another place where I can see well what I'm doing. So these I don't need. These I do not need. Crop. Honestly, I haven't noticed in mangas the style change, so that's good. But some of them like carry on for years and years. You're bound to have some style change. And if you improve, I don't think anybody complains, really. Like, oh, I'm so upset, the comic looks better now. I liked it when it looked like crap. Get my tablet out. Even if it's small in a corner. And I'm gonna have that introduction text over it. The not introduction, sorry, the info. Oh, trying to use the wrong tool. I should definitely be reading more manga. I'm sure I would get more inspiration for my comic, but I just have a hard time finding one that I like. I generally read stuff on Tapastic, and it's a lot of them are mobile based or mobile oriented in their format, so it's not really what we need. Maybe I should just redraw this. I think it would be better. I don't know. I feel like the time it would take to redraw it is not worth the detail because you have that banner coming over it. And I think the table should have ended a while ago. I think I'm gonna take this table here and put it there and hope it fits. Come on, snap to it. Hey, Erwin's tail. Who knows? I will have to continue it. Or I can just copy paste. Like seriously, I got free. It's 1 pixel semi-transparent here. Where are you from? Oh. Okay. I feel better now. It looked like a smudge on the screen. And you know it's really small in digital, but if you try and do it in print, it's gonna be like a big smudge there, and that's not gonna be nice. Like for example, I had the genius idea to have this texture that I have here with that grunge brush, and to have that part of a illustration on a print. Because I sent you that mug with Erwin, and it looked fine in the pictures, it looked fine on Instagram, but then I got the mug myself, and the gradient on that was not great, so I gotta remove that. Fortunately, nobody bought the mug. They bought other things that look good, so they didn't buy that one. So it's on my to-do list to correct that. And if I saw it, I would rather correct it now than later on, and like this one slipping through and having issues. So it seems it's 5 o'clock. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with me. Um, Hope you guys enjoyed the stream as well, those watching the recording. Um, for other news and updates, you can follow my blog. We post there major news, other small stuff I posted on Facebook and Twitter. So, want to be up to date with what we're working on, you can follow us there. Um, so yeah, see you in the next video. My next stream is gonna be Saturday, 11 a.m. Michigan, USA time. So that is 11 in the morning my time. And take care, everyone. Bye bye.